Okay, so again, this is the first time I'm doing this look, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. If it's up, that means I am content at least with it, so let's get started. So first I'm going to deal with the eyebrows. In the Mummy movie, the one that's new in 2017 one, her eyebrows kind of go straight up, so I'm going to glue this part of my eyebrow down so I can cover it up and create a new kind of guide for my eyebrows. I don't know how to explain it, let's just do it. So I'm just going to use any like glue. This is just a normal glue stick, and I'm going to glue my eyes. I'm kind of scared, I don't like the sound of that. Never done this before. So with this glue, just going to pop it off. Oh, this doesn't even look new, but you know, it is new. So where it kind of bends down, that's where I want to start off gluing away, if that makes sense. So I thought I needed. And I'm going to wait for that to dry down. Next I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid Foundation, and this is in the colour Caramel, which is 60. Hopefully the glue has dried down by now. And I'm going to use my beauty sponge to blend this in. To cover my eyebrows that I have glued down, I'm going to use the LA Pro Girl Concealer. This is in the colour Orange. I'm just going to place it on top of the eyebrow that I have glued down. I haven't got that much eyebrow, so this is going to be quite easy. So I'm just going to brush out the eyebrows again, the ones that I want to be visible, of course. And I think I'm going to start putting on my base now. This is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour eye base. Make sure it's spread evenly. To set my face, because she's meant to be like back from the dead, isn't it? So I'm going to use this powder, which I haven't used in years because it was the wrong colour for me. This is the L'Oreal Paris The Powder True Match. So it looks like this, I don't know what I was thinking when I picked it, but, and it comes with a sponge as well. And I'm just gonna dab this all over my face because I'm meant to be pale as well. Now for concealer, I'm going to use the concealer I've been using lately, simply because it is too pale. I usually mix it with another one, but because we're meant to look good, right? I'm going to use the Sephora Bright Future concealer, and this is the colour Pecan Pie number 12. So I want my face to be snatched, so I'm going to do a triangle, or no, actually, I'm going to go this way. So it drags it up. And I'm going to add a few more lines. And again, using my beauty blender. So dirt. It's not even dirt, it's just my foundation. So just gonna use that to blend this in. And I'm just using the excess on the beauty blender to go around my mouth. I always start with the center of the face first because you don't want too much concealer that's been put on to your beauty blender onto your from your eyes onto your mouth, or you know. So I go with that first. Make sure your beauty blender is moist as well, so it makes it easier to blend in. And to contour this face, I'm going to use my regular bronzer, and this is the Too Faced bronzer in the colour medium deep matte. I'm gonna really go intense with the contouring of my face. It goes like into my brow bone because you want it to really intensify, you know. Don't be afraid of the contour today, because you know you're not meant to look glamorous per se. You're supposed to look nice, thin and dead. Because I want my contour to be more intense, I'm going to use a grey, because it's looking too brown for me and I want it dead. So I haven't got obviously a matte grey bronzer, so I'm going to use this colour here. This is the Tartelette palette from Tarte, and I'm going to use the colour Power Player. I think it's like I look nice and tan, but I'm going to use this brush to do this. Put it on top. Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to do the same on this side. No biggie. Didn't mean to do another colour got mixed with it. It's fine, it's fine. Just blend that in. Lord have mercy. And use the same for my nose as well. Now I just look dirty. And to what's it called? Bake my face, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So another beauty blender, I'm just going to grab excess amount I can. Just setting my whole face with this. I'm using the excess on the contour because it's just too dark. Once your face is set like mine, can't take myself seriously, I'm sorry. We're gonna move on to the eyebrows now. To get my eyebrows ready, I've just brushed them. Now I'm gonna use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and this is in the colour dark brown. And I've just dipped my brush in a bit. I'm just gonna create a line that I can follow, you know? I'm not making sense, but you know? Eyebrows kind of go like that, you know. It's coming off.
A whole chunk just came off.
And her eyebrows are not neat, messy, so I'm just going to do lines up per se. Now that my eyebrows are done, I'm just going to quickly dust off this powder. So I'm just rubbing in the True Match powder. I'm just going to rub all the excess off. So I still look pale, but with a bit of colour. As for the eyebrows, that was a big fail because it's just peeled off. I really want to clean up these eyebrows because it's frustrating me looking at it. So I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette in the colour Medium Deep, and I'm going to use the lightest colour that I have to just neaten up my eyebrows and hopefully cover up those other eyebrows because it's pissing me off. So with this brush, this end of course, I'm going to dip into the lightest shade and I'm just going to clean it up. I'm gonna get worse. Onto the eyes. So her eyes are quite smoky, like black and brown.
Black and gold, black and gold, black and gold.
So I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go with the flow and see if it works. So first, starting with the Anastasia Subculture palette, I'm gonna be using for my transition shade this color right here, which is Roxy, and it kind of follows the eyebrow. So I'm just gonna bring it up, blend that in. I don't think she has a transition shade, but girl, this needs a transition shade, so. I'm going to use this palette here. This is the Morphe Brushes palette I made myself. Well, didn't make it myself, but I chose the colours individually. I'm using this colour here. This is the colour Birthday Suit. And I'm going to just leave this colour here a tiny bit, because again, she doesn't really have like bright shades on her. So just put it on top. It kind of looks the same colour as my skin, but you know, it's fine. So we got rid of that colour. The next colour I'm going in with is called Trouble. For a dark smoky look, I'm using this palette here. This is the Makeup Revolution palette, and this is the Redemption palette Hot Smoked. I'm going to be using this colour right here. That one right there. I'm going to apply it with a brush with a smaller head, so this one should be fine. Applying that into the socket of my eye, the crease of my eye. But stretching it out, remember, because we want that smoky, evil, I don't know, look. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend it out afterwards. We just don't want too much, that's why we're using this brush first. Just bringing it all the way down. And with a brush, we're blending that out. This is another Makeup Revolution palette. This is, oh, it's broken. This is the Redemption palette Iconic 2. And I'm going to use the last colour here, which is a darker black. It's like a deeper, darker black. Same brush, small brush. I'm going to be applying this. And bringing it more down below. Just bringing it in to the socket as well. I want this colour to be deep. Save that, put that to the side because you will be probably using it again. Then I'm using this colour here. This is called Nuts For You. So you're going to just put that underneath your eyes as well. Try using a clean brush because that brush is going to be dirty, trust. I'm just going to use this beauty blend. I keep on saying beauty blender, I meant blending brush. I'm just applying this onto my eyes so I look a bit tired, you know, because I'm meant to be dead. Going in with Trouble again. Not bringing it down too much. I'm trying to focus on the inner bit. Inner. And then with this brush here, it's more precise. I'm going to use the Redemption palette Iconic 2 again. Going back in there, and I'm going to use the darkest shade there, which is black, underneath the eye, using the most precise brush that I can find, because you don't want it to come out too much. Only once you've blended it. Blending it out. I kind of want it to be kind of pointed, so I'm just bringing it out with this brush as well. And just blend it out because you don't want it to be too precise, you know. And my brows just don't want to give up. And back in with the Tarte Lip palette, I'm going to use the colour Power Player on my lid. Just use this brush to apply that. Now for eyeliner, and I'm just going to create a winged liner that's kind of straight, goes with the flick flow. So usually I do the inner bit first, but we're gonna start with the wig first today. For my waterline, I'm just using a black liner to make it pop out even more. Again, you don't have to be me. Of course, to make this more intense, I'm going to add some lashes. I haven't used these before. These are the GWA Heartstopper lashes, so I'm going to apply these quickly. And for my bottom lashes, I'm going to be using this. This is the Bobbi Brown Eye Opening Mascara. So I like to curve underneath my eyelashes and then on top, just to make them pop out more. I don't know, it works for me. To make them pop out more, I'm using the Colossal Big Shot Mascara. I want to get it in black, but I don't think it's available here yet. So this is like a brown shade, like a dark brown, but whatever. I kind of like this look. Now to make this just mummified, you have to put on her tattoos on her face. I'm going to use my liquid eyeliner to do this. And I'm going to try and copy it perfectly, but shit. This looks hard. Basically got a picture of her, that's how she looks. That's that. With a stable hand you're gonna do this. And go slowly, don't rush, because then you will make a mistake. I'll show you the one on the forehead closer, because this one, this shit right here, it's hard. Hers goes all the way down. I've got a long face. Maybe I should have done it bigger. I'm just going to continue, just do it bigger. Alright, now for the forehead one, I will do it up close. Let me start from the bottom and make my way up, because I can see the bottom ones, but the ones above is a big no-no. Where I'm starting to make up my own symbols, because she's covered it with her hair. I'm not necessarily making up the symbols, but I'm just using symbols from like the cheeks ones that I've done from her picture, except for these. These were made up. I don't know what they were, but that was made up. There you have it. This one's annoying me. It doesn't look very Egyptian, so I'm just gonna put a dot in it. Okay, so her lips are kind of ashy. Don't know if I want my lips to look ashy. This eyebrows are really irritating me, so I'm gonna use some latex because I can't. It's irritating me looking at it. So this is the latex glue, liquid latex. Just gonna apply it ever so slightly on the brow. See if it works, because it's there, it's showing too much. So I'll let that dry and then I'll go over it. Whilst it's drying. So for my lips, I want to use a lipstick. I don't think I want to use my foundation. If anything, I'll go on top of it with like the baking powder, but first I'm going to try a lipstick. Give me 1 second. Let's try that quick. So I'm going to use this lip liner. This is a Kylie Jenner lip liner, and it is the colour Brown Sugar. And for the lipstick, I'm using this colour right here. This is the Coloured Rain liquid lipstick in the colour Marshmallow. It's actually a really nice colour. I don't know why I don't use it more often. Let that dry and I'm going to focus on my eyebrows again. Quite scared to do this because this eyebrows are just playing up today. Playing up! Okay, so I found my L'Oreal Perfect Match powder and I've just topped that onto my eyebrows. That really helped actually. I wish I did it beforehand. It would look even better if I had done it before all of this and all of the foundation and that. But what I did was added the latex, and then I added some orange colour corrector on top, and this time it didn't start like melting away like the glue did. Then I set the orange colour corrector. The orange colour corrector that I used was from the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and then I used the lightest shade in that palette, the medium dew palette, to put on top of the orange colour corrector. Then I set that with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I dusted that off and I added the L'Oreal Perfect Match powder, and yeah, it looks better, doesn't it? I think I'm just gonna have to go over my eyebrows a bit because it kind of rubbed it out, and it kind of rubbed off some of my eyeshadow, so I just topped that up as well. So for my lips as well, I'm gonna add some of the powder just to enhance the dryness. It looks too nice right now, so using this brush right here, just dipped it into my foundation and I'm trying to make it look a bit more ashy like hers. You can tell that they've like put lipstick and then they put like probably have a powdered foundation on top to make it look a bit more drying. There you go. And of course she has some symbols on her chin which I did not notice, but we'll do that. So I'm just going to put some symbols on my chin like she has. I mean, I'm going to have to put makeup on my neck. I don't really want it. So I'm going to finish off putting on these symbols. Okay, so I've just continued down my neck because she kind of gets it all the way down. Did I just say the door? I'm not sure. And then she's got some symbols like going down her neck, but not in twos, just ones. And she's got some on the side as well, but I don't know if I'm going to put that. Oh, I can't bother. Yeah, I ain't doing all of that. Yeah, you don't get up to the neck and that's about it. I've added some L'Oreal powder onto my neck area and chest just to give it a bit of colour, like paleness, because that was too warm down here, you know. But I'm not going to go as extreme as to put on foundation and that too. But that's because I'm not going anywhere, otherwise I would make the effort, but I'm not, so just using the symbols on my face to kind of get the gist of what I'm writing. Eyeliner is finishing, so I'm going to use some gel. Okay, so this is the Maybelline New York eyeliner, gel eyeliner, and this is in the colour 1 Black. So I'm going to use that to see if I can draw some symbols, and I'm going to use this brush here, which is just like an angled brush. Girl, why you gotta have so much symbols? This is gonna take a while, so okay, so I've had to take off my gown for this, so you know it's real. For a guideline to do the curve, I've been using the Revolution palette. This is the Redemption palette Hot Smoked, and I used the brown shade here, which is like a smoky brown, and it's not too strong, so it will rub out easily. Like, it's unnoticeable even if I don't rub it out, but it's easy to just dust off around the letters that or symbols that I've done. So I'm creating a line that I can follow so it doesn't go off path, like roughly. So roughly there's a line there that I can follow. So yeah, I'm guessing some symbols now. I don't even know what to draw anymore. It's harder to do it on this side rather than the other side. And there you go. I've done it, finally. I'm so tired. You can go to the extreme of like doing it like exactly how she did it, but I can't because it's just gonna take too long. And we are done. For the eye look, I did one eye already and I'm going to do the other one on camera. This is if you want to go extreme, you don't want to look pretty, you want to look like the girl in the movie, you know? So, I first started with the excess on my brush, but you can add more if you need some, of the Maybelline gel eyeliner. I'm just going to outline the shape of my eye on my lid. Just roughly outlining the shape of my eye. Fake eye, no? And it's kind of going into the crease line of my eye as well. Okay, so now that's done, I'm gonna move on to the pupil, and she has two, so pupils, and one's bigger than the other. You have your main one and then the side one, which like isn't fully circle, if you get me. So I'm just going to do an outline of that as well. Don't worry if your circle is as rough as mine, because you'll fix it once you fill in the colours in that. So the small circle just a bit smaller. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to add the colour. So for the inner colour, I used my Coloured Girl liquid lipstick in Whatever. And I just made sure there wasn't too much on the brush. And I put this directly on my eye. Make it as circular as possible now that you have the lipstick. And to set this, I'm using the Anastasia Subculture palette, and I use the colour Fudge. And I use my pencil brush to apply this. Now we need to make it more eye colour, so we're going to add yellow, a yellowy type of colour, which is this one here, Edge. And I used this brush right here. This is a liner brush to apply the colour Edge on my eyelids, creating like outer lines. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how the eye has some type of lines in them sometimes. It doesn't matter if it's too much because it will dust off anyway. Just some lines. You can dub that in if it's too much. Next, I did the pupil, and for the pupil I used the Maybelline Master Ink eyeliner, just a dot. You know how to do a dot, right? And then I'm using the white master ink from Maybelline as well, just to create, like, you know, the light effect when light shines in your eye, you know. I'm gonna go in with the Revolution palette, and I'm gonna use the black shade, which is this one here. I'm gonna use this brush to apply it, just to make the eye have like shadow underneath it, you know, like my original eye does. And I'm filling the top bit as well. Now I'm going to put on the master ink in white to make my white bit of my eye. And to set this, I'm going to use the Tartelette palette, and I'm going in with the colour Supermom. For the inner corner of my eye, I used this. This is Lancaster's liquid lipstick in Bleached. And again, I'm making sure there's not too much on the brush, especially for this inner corner because there's hardly any of it showing. And I'm just gonna place it here. Rub it in a bit if it's too much. There you go. And because it smudges a bit with the eyeshadow, kind of makes it like a neutral colour, not too bright. So I'm using the same lashes as I did earlier on. If you didn't watch that bit, then these are the GWA Heartstopper lashes, and I'm gluing that above my fake eye. And then with the gel liner, I'm going to create my wing. And I'm going to place that underneath my lash line as well. And just to be extra, I'm going to put some lip gloss on the pupils. Not too much because then it starts to melt away. And we don't want that. We just want it to shine a bit, you know? And that's the eyes done. Right now you should look like me.